Welcome back to Simopolis. In the last episode, I placed a library in the new community, and we'll get back to that. But I wanted to give you kind of an update on how we're doing financially. As you can see from this screen, our houses are graduating up to level 4. We still have a lot in level 3. We have very few in 1 and 2, and so far none in level 5, but those will be coming shortly. Okay, and on the next screen, as you can see, we are bringing in about $13,569, and we are spending $13,214. So we are on that plus side, but only by a few $100. And this is a week according to the game. So we've still got a ways to go before we can really start implementing some of the things to make our city grow and make it more beautiful. But that's what's happening now. All right, so I think we need to put some residential zoning around this library. And also probably going to put in a parking lot next to it so that people can park their cars when they go to visit. And well, I think we should make these corners down here at the bottom of the screen, they should be commercial zones, so you have a little bit of commercialism on this side. We're gonna have to put some more down in this area for the back end of this housing community. Not much tourism happening still, and that's okay. Residential still at level 1, but we'll work on that. Oh crap, fat fingered it. Sorry. Let me just put the zoning back in. I do have fat fingers, so sometimes I accidentally delete communities. So we'll have new people moving in. And I'm going to put some industrial zoning down around over here, since we have a kind of a high demand for it. All right, so that's a pretty large block of industrial buildings. Let's put a little bit of... No, you know what? Let's not. I was going to put commercial zoning there, but I don't think I want to put it there because those buildings are then going to be affected by ground pollution. All right, so I'm going to fix up my junctions, stop signs, stop lights on streets that I've recently added in. And just check and make sure that these are all done down here. No, they were not. So let's fix this up too. All right, we've got a building blinking over here. Let's see what it's telling us. So this industrial building says that there are too few services, which means there's not enough commercial zoning to handle that business. That business is going to probably go out of business before we can get enough zoning done. So I'm going to zone this area that I designed originally to be shops and businesses. And as you can see, the color is already changing on those 2 industrial buildings. So we'll probably bulldoze them in a minute and let new businesses start there. And by that time, we should have enough commercial zoning done that they will be able to service the community. Yep, one's already gone black. It's abandoned now. All right, so we're going to bulldoze these 2 buildings, and they're going to come right back so that they can service the community because we have enough commercial zoning. Boom, they're already coming back. All right, so we're on the plus side. We're making good money. Our house is graduating up. Our business is graduating up. Our industrial, woo, is finally moving up. All right, so we have almost 3,000 citizens, and our employment rate dropped to 13%. So that's amazing. We're doing really good. Fixing up the districts here, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the district for the area that is going to cover our office complexes and our high density residential, which I'll be putting in sometime at the end of this video, I think. Yeah, so that area is going to be business, and I think I'm going to put the residential down here towards the bottom of the screen, but first we need some new roads. And I think I'm just going to kind of follow the same pattern here, kind of a square inside with a couple of streets that connect them to the outer edge. And a street right down the middle. Let's give them some plumbing. We're going to have to put one right down the middle here to make sure that those people that live in the center get water. Electricity. Let's add a turbine over here to our second turbine farm. 2. Yeah, why not 3? Okay. So now we've got plenty of electricity coming into the city. Now these high density areas that I'm putting down right now, the darker green, they are going to make your power consumption go much higher, because where in some of the other ones you have maybe 2 or 3 families in a house, maybe even 4, you're going to have anywhere from 4 to I think like 6 or 7 depending on the size. These buildings should be about 4 to 7 families, not individuals, families living in these units that will start to come up once I press play again. Fix up my junctions here. I think a stop sign on either side here. And the same thing here. I'll give them a light and a light. And then right here, I'll do a stop sign and a stop sign. And let's see what happens. See buildings popping up already. 2 buildings. 3 buildings. 4 buildings. I feel like Count from Sesame Street. Okay, I'm tripping. So now we will have families popping in there. All right, so this one has 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 6 out of 7. So as you can see, we're going to have a lot of new citizens, which is going to increase our tax revenue. I feel so evil sometimes. Okay, so we're going to make this just a big square bus line around, connecting so people can ride up to the main street, transfer, get a different bus, and go anywhere in the city. We need to put some commercial, high density commercial zoning down so that our apartment community will have places to shop that will have enough of the products they need. So our buses are going around. Let's put in a little bit more high density housing here. And that building went up really quickly, which we like. All right, let's take a look at this bus line. I didn't change the color, so I think I'm gonna make this one yellow so we can easily distinguish this route. Right now, I think the regular bus capacity of 25-30 people is sufficient, but we will probably need to change that at some point. Yeah, we've only got a couple people riding the bus, so we don't have to change that right now. More density, high density residential. And I think I want to put a parking lot between two buildings. Some of them have enough parking, and besides, I think the Sims actually put their cars in their pockets if they don't have parking spaces available. Wouldn't that be nice to do that if you could go somewhere and didn't have to search for parking? You just put your car in your pocket and kept going. That'd be so cool. Okay, putting some electric wiring down because this set of buildings was not connected to anything. At some point, we should be able to go in and remove some of these towers because we won't really need them once the city has enough buildings connecting the grid together. Right. I think we should put a library over here to give these high density people some access to higher education. As you can see, their buildings are really red in comparison to all of the other kind of turquoise, greenish blue. And we probably should put one over here too, in this new community. I think it should go here. Everybody's happy and their buildings are changing colors. Some of them anyway. Alright, land values going up as they do when you put down libraries and parks and things like that. That means more tax dollars in our pocket. I think we need a road here. I'm going to use the curved road tool to go around the terrain here. Kind of working with it instead of against it. Yeah, I think this is good. So now we have a connection from our second neighborhood to our apartment neighborhood. And we do need to put some plumbing in here so when we start plopping down stuff, because I think I'm going to make this like a business area. Electricity's good. So let's put in some zoning for business. And it really doesn't matter what size you make these. You can make them small, you can make them big, whatever you want to do. The game will kind of fill in based on what is needed at the time. It might put a 4 square building there. It might put a 6 square. It might take up the entire thing. But the larger it is, I think the longer it takes for it to grow up. I'm not sure. But I'm not planning to put buildings on this back side because of the terrain. It will sink down into the ground and make it look a little weird. Did that a lot in some of my previous games. But the thing that I really like about doing this is it doesn't really matter what anybody says. I mean, it's your game. You play it how you want to play it. Put it down some more high density residential. Get us some people in here. We need all your money. Let's put a couple more high density commercial buildings here too. With maybe a parking lot between the couple of them. Yeah, those buildings are going up quick because we kind of had a high demand. All right, fix up our zones here. And your zones don't have to be in a perfect line. When I first started, oh my God, I was so anal about that. Now I'm just kind of like, eh. So it zigs across this neighborhood. Eh. It just means that the rules applied to that particular neighborhood will be covered by one particular building. So I'm expanding the bus line here to cover this new street here. And to put in a new stop, you simply find the spot, left click on it, and a spot appears there. And that's a new stop. If you want to take it away, you right click. I'm also going to add in some elderly care and some child care. And you can see from that outline that it's going to cover most of our entire city. And as we grow, I will probably add some more to some of the outskirt areas that didn't get covered. Noise pollution is pretty good. I'm keeping it on the outskirts of the actual living citizens. I think we need a new clinic down here in our high density area. All right, and I'm going to put a little road around it so that the ambulances can get in and out of here easily. I also think we need to put down a fire department there. So we have fire coverage there, and it looks like this area over here in red needs one. Now we just have to decide where to put it. You could do eminent domain, but I don't want to lose any of my residents. I don't want to clip the power line, so I need to find a better place for it. I think right here would be good. Over here, nope, not enough coverage on that end. Yeah, I think we're going to put it here. So all those streets in green, they're going to cover those areas. So most of those houses have now turned a different color. So we do still have a few that aren't covered. But, or at least it'll take a little bit longer for fire and rescue to get to them. We need a police station as well. So I think this would be a good place because most of the city seems covered. And I'm going to fix up these streets. Or not the streets, the junctions. All right. All of these buildings are touristy places. That includes all of our libraries that we've put down. And we're going to end this right here. And I want to thank you for joining me. Please give me a like if you found any of this entertaining or educational. You can also subscribe to the channel so you're notified when I put out new content. Thank you for coming to Simopolis, and we welcome you back again.